Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Brief, the podcast where we go beyond the buzzwords and into the real stories behind great marketing and leadership. I'm your host, Shruti Verma, and today's episode is a little bit different. Instead of the usual conversations, we are diving into a real world case study, and I'm really excited about this. So, I'm joined by someone who's not just talking about brand storytelling, AI, or strategic design, she is living it. Elena is a product marketing leader, a builder of GPT tools that actually work, and someone who believes in doing work that's radically honest, refreshingly human, and unapologetically anti-fluff. She just led the complete repositioning, rebrand, and a launch of a new website for SimplyCodes. And today, we are unpacking the why, what, and how behind that transformation. Whether you are in B2B, B2C, or AI, or anything in between, you will walk away from this one with a blueprint of building with soul and shipping with clarity. Elena, welcome to my show, and I'm really excited to get this started.
Well, thank you so much, Shruti. I'm super happy to be here.
So let's start with the real trigger. What made you realize Simply Codes needed a complete repositioning? Was there a moment that made you go, that's not just working anymore?
Yeah, sure. So I joined this company 6 months ago. It feels like a lifetime, but it was only 6 months ago. And when I arrived, the classic thing that you do is, okay, let's look at what the product does, how it is positioned, how are we planning to differentiate, etc. What I saw was the product being the same as all the others. So basically, the product is within the category of coupon codes from discounts. The classic rule. You are shopping and then you go to checkout, you see that white box that says code, and you don't have one. And then you know that if you have one and you put it there, you're going to save some money. You're going to pay 10% discount, save $5, I don't know, free shipping something. And that box is uh, burning you. So you go away and you start doing the classic thing. Imagine that I'm trying to buy Nike shoes. So you will go and type Nike coupon code. And then you see a bunch of different coupons from multiple different companies. And then you start testing, you start testing, you start testing. Some of them do not work. Okay, so I was asking, what is the difference with us? When I arrived, the website was saying only codes that work. And I thought, wow, that's such a great positioning. That's such a great value statement. But then it was not true. And then I asked, okay, why are we saying only codes that work? But then it's not true. What's happening? Do we need to remove this, improve the product? And then I discovered that it's impossible to promise that codes are going to work because it's a very volatile thing. It's something that the brands own. So they decide that today this code works, but tomorrow they decide to cancel it. And you cannot promise that. Okay, so what are we doing in the company to promise that? And they started talking about how they were envisioning this intelligent checkout, this machine enter our AI that will understand, okay, you are at checkout. This is the composition of your cart. Let me provide you some codes that will work. Maybe there are not even any codes, but hey, I can provide you with some tips here that can give you at least try to get you some savings. Okay, so that ignited me. Okay, so this is not coupons like you are alone, that I'm going to give you coupons, you are on your own. I'm going to give you intelligence. I'm going to give you some intelligence so you can find these coupons that work. Okay, so at the same time, the coupon industry is going through a lot of heat. Why? Because nobody trusts them. It is said that many coupon codes companies, what they do is to present coupons that they know that they don't work, but you are going to sign up, you're going to get to use those coupon codes, they are going to harvest your data, they are going to sell your data. Many people are starting to discover this, and then there's a very bad press around affiliate marketing. And I didn't want to be put in that same box. Plus, we were doing something different. One of the things that we are doing is this multi-dimensional, I dub it as the multi-dimensional code, which means that, hey, we are not just giving Save 25 and off you go, good luck. We are going to show you who verified these codes? How many people verified it? What are the chances of this being to work? Okay, so that triggered in my head that new positioning. And this is a very long-winded way of telling you that actually I didn't want to be associated with what the current coupon discount industry represents. That promise on only coupons at work, that was very wrong. Then I was looking into the future, intelligent tools. Okay, how can we pave the way towards that?
Right. And I'm sure this was not just a website redesign. It was like a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts behind what you feel should be the right way to communicate the messaging. So, what was your core strategy or a principle that guided the entire revamp? Like, what were your core pillars that actually helped you navigate this entire revamp?
Yeah, so that's a great question actually, because what we did was take a massive step back and questioning everything marketing. First of all, we started by let's throw away the funnel. Marketing funnel is assuming that people buy in a sequence. And that is very rooted in old school thinking, where you had a captive audience on TV. Okay, people are watching this ad on TV, then they are going to the supermarket or the store, they're seeing the same thing, and then they buy that. Okay, now, especially in the age of AI, this has been completely disrupted. People do not follow a path. We still think on, okay, awareness, consideration until you go to acquisition. That doesn't exist anymore. People can jump in multiple places.
Right.
So I started thinking about, okay, let's map a non-linear journey. And what I developed was what I call the 4S influence maps. So I started thinking our product is a B2C. So where are our consumers living here? And there are these 4S's, sorry. S1 is streaming. Okay, people are consuming content. That's an opportunity. Scrolling, people are discovering new things, searching. People are searching. Where are they searching? How do they search has changed massively now. Then shopping. That's the moments of truth. How are people shopping? And one of the things that I looked into is, okay, we are going to rule this with several core principles. Number one is deliver before demanding. One of the things that I noticed that our website, which was part of that scrolling situation or moment, our website was very transactional. It was very like, download this. Hey, it's free. Use it. I'm like, trust me, believe me. I mean, when have you trusted someone that you don't know at all? And it's like, trust me, Shruti, just trust me. They're like,
It's a
oh,
sneaky way.
you have to me. And why are you insisting on you have to trust me? Okay.
Right.
So in this case, it's like, okay, but the logic that we were discussing, hey, come on, it's a free tool. It costs
Right.
nothing. So just download it. But there's one thing, there's time. So we are asking you for your time without delivering anything. So that was the number first thing. Deliver before demanding. Provide value before requesting any action, even requesting time. Okay, so build demonstration of trustworthiness into every touch point rather than just claiming trustworthiness. At its core, my belief is that marketing must facilitate a mutual value exchange, right? So consumers are willingly going to give you attention only when they receive the proportionate value in return. So we were leaving this attention and time out of the equation just because it was a free tool. So that was one of the first pillars that we started with.
Got it. So one thing that really stood here is your focus on affordance and showing and not telling. Like definitely it's a very sneaky way when somebody comes up to you and say, can you like trust me, purchase it, it's for free. And even when it's for free, people might take a step back and not go ahead with that purchase because that's not how you deliver value. You have to show, you have to, make them trust you. Can you just walk me through like what principle shaped that design and user journey on the new site looked like? Because I know post AI world, the buyer journeys are definitely changing. And even now people are still figuring out ways to make sense out of it. So what do you think and what was your design principle based on and how did you do that?
Yes. So this is what we thought. So we did the classic messaging analysis. Okay, so we did a bunch of research. We went into a bunch of interviews with customers. We did our qualitative, quantitative research, and one of the things that stood out was apart from the jobs to be done that we uncovered. Yes, we know that people want to save money when they are using a code, but the real key thing that we discovered was the confidence. I want to feel confident that if I use this code, it's going to work. I don't want to spend a whole afternoon testing code after code.
True.
There's a bunch of people that are okay doing that. There's a bunch of people that they will even abandon cart because they don't want to ever pay full price. I mean, I like a discount, but I value my time. So I will try a couple of codes. Nah, it doesn't work. I will still pay full price. People will abandon cards. So this is very important. So why would they use our codes versus our competitors' codes? They want to feel the confidence. Oh, okay. How do we demonstrate that in a world where we cannot say all the codes are going to work? But at the same time, how could I go in front of you and tell you, some will work, some will not. There's nothing we can do. So how do we demonstrate that confidence? And we came up with the concept of, well, actually what we offer is verify coupons. Why? Because we have a beautiful, which is our differentiator as well. We have a beautiful combination of humans and AI that find codes and verify codes. And we have data behind that shows this code has a 97% chance. We have done the math. And why? Because we have 100 people that verified this code, and the last time it was verified 5 minutes ago. Okay, that is giving me the sense of that. Now, we could have gone to the website and talk about all our codes are verified. We have a community of people that verify this and that. We do that, but we also show that. And that is where the affordances comes in. So affordance is that thing that, for example, the classic example is in the real life. You see a door, you know if you have to pull the door or to push the door. If you see something that is flat, you know that you have to push. If you see a handle, you know that you have to pull. No one is telling you pull or push. You know exactly
Yeah,
what to do.
true.
And also, you know that is a door. We apply that same thing to the website. So starting with just simple things as colors. So the key buttons, the key call to actions that we wanted people to do that were in the best interest for the user were all labeled exactly the same. So that is the first visual affordance. But also, instead of saying, hey, we verify codes in real time, what we do is we show timestamps. Okay, so like 43 seconds ago, this thing was verified. Instead of saying, hey, real shoppers trust us, we show our community in action. And that is one of the things that I was very bullish. We need to show people. We need to show people use it. We need to open the hood and show what's going on under the hood in the engine. Who is these people? How are they working? And build this essence that well, actually I want to be one of those. It's not just about, at this point, it's not just about extracting value here and getting a code. Is, oh, I want to be part of this like-minded people. And another one that I will add is instead of saying we save you money, you may or may not trust that. What we show is, okay, we have this code. This code has saved this amount of money to these people. And it's all automated. You can totally see how much things are working and how much money are we saving. Even if you're part of the community, you can even see how much money your contribution is representing for others, which is super valuable. Not you knowing that you have been able to help people save $1,000 this month. No, it's pretty interesting and pretty compelling. Not everyone cares about that, but we want the people who cares about that.
Absolutely. And I love that because by showing what's happening behind the scenes, you are building that trust and it's not said out loud. It's just being shown, it's just being out there. So I think that's a really good strategy. And maybe people listening would really get value on if they're stuck, like how to actually show value, just show what's happening behind the scenes. And that's the real picture, that's the real story. And I think that's where the real gold lies.
And another thing is that we even show the things that do not work. So you need to be very honest. I mean, we
Exactly.
may have codes that do not work. Okay, so we show this was tested, did not work. And we also know that codes start to decline on being viable or not. So we show that. It's like, to your own risk, try this, but
Yeah,
we don't think it's going to work. But we still want to put in front of you. But we are not going to deceive you telling this is going to work or nothing. Say nothing. Here's a code, good luck. So these things need to come across on the website. Also, the part that I was mentioning earlier, you need to deliver value from the get-go. Yes, our website, the mission of that website is for you to download the app. It's for you to install the extension. But I'm already giving you a search bar where if you are buying today for, I don't know, Adidas shoes, you can just type there and find and use that code. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to create an account. So that's my way of like, hey, try before you buy. And even if it's free, you can still try it.
absolutely. I want to bring the fact that you mentioned you were bullish on this feature. What were the features or, other visual elements you fought for? What was it like? I would love to know that.
This was very, very funny because I gave a really hard time to our designers because my brief was impossible. And they were like, what do you mean? Okay, I need to show people, I need to show activity. All right. So they put a picture of people, happy people. I was like, no, that's just any random image, beautiful people, beautiful image. But that is, I don't know, stock photography. But you said you wanted people. Yeah, but I want to show people in action. So that was the hardest back and forth. Then also, we tend to think of images or graphics as decoration on a website. But no, they are messaging as well. So, for example, one of our key hero graphics is an astronaut. It's a fun icon of an astronaut. It's kind of cartoonish, but it's an astronaut that is flying in the cosmos that is grabbing a dollar sign. So that is our representation of, hey, there are humans there. You don't see the face. So we don't have to worry about diversity. That happens when you are showing an image that, oh,
Yeah,
all these are
exactly.
white people. We need to show diversity. And then you are starting to scramble with that. First of all, this is like anthropomorphic image of, okay, there's a human there. I don't know which type of human. And that is surfing the cosmos of the internet and finding this code. That image sticks to it. And it's fun. We are very strong on gamification. We love gamification. We love the, hey, shopping should be fun. It's actually therapy sometimes. So we want to add that story, that gamification. We wanted to bring that feel already on the homepage, even before you started. So that's how I push for having people. I want to communicate that there's people here doing things for people. So showcasing that community, we had to develop even new features because that didn't exist. Hey, we don't have a fun way of surfacing what's going on the back end. Okay, how can we develop that? And we had to develop it in order to show it. So we spent time developing something that in paper do not have any value for the users, but it has value because it is telling me, okay, this is what's going on in the back end. This is what these guys are about. Is that honesty? Is that some things are working, some things are not, and hey, we acknowledge that. No one is perfect.
Absolutely. And I think even by acknowledging that and showing that background story, I think that's how you connect the user as well and build that trust. I think I keep just saying that, but I feel the buying journey is so sensitive right now that whatever you do has to be in the favor. Like one mistake and you just pull that buyer away and it will just cost you. It will cost you business. I think that's something that really builds the brand together. And then you actually kind of talk to your audience in a way that's not only words, but that's just the story that you put in through.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. So, Elena, you did a meta thing here, writing content that speaks to humans and machines. So, how do you craft something that's emotionally resonant, but also LLM oriented or optimized?
Yeah, that is what keeps me up at night. So we as product marketers, we have been trained to deliver this storytelling, this beautiful narrative, this emotional feeling. Guess what? LLMs do not care about that. They care about facts. So the challenge there is that, for example, we are used to talk about aspirational messaging. We have been saying things like, for example, enterprise solution. You get that. Machine is like, what do you mean by that? So actually, we need to say something like it handles 100,000 of concurrent users. Okay, that gives me the thing. AI doesn't read between the lines. AI cannot be persuaded by clever copywriter or emotional appeals. It can't infer what enterprise grade means. Okay, so this doesn't mean that now we have to go on from storytelling to fact telling. That's going to be reverse mode. And that's
Yeah.
what I was fighting. No, there needs to be a better way. So I think it more like, okay, we need to go back to the spec sheet, but in a way that it reads like a story. So if you go into our homepage, we have a section that is why we are different. That section is very, very copy busy.
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
expect too many humans to read that. It's probably going to be those that are really interested and really wanting to know. But I wrote that for LLM, but in a way that the narrative is weaved in a way that is interesting for a human to read and to understand. So it's that swift balance. And I'm going to be very honest, I don't know if it's working or not yet because we just put that out there.
Right.
So now we start on the testing. So we have a bunch of questions that we have developed that we believe our customers, or not only that we believe, that we know that our customers search for using AI. They go to Google, before you were searching words, camping boots, boom.
Yeah.
Now you are searching like, okay, I'm going to be trekking in Montana in July. Suggest me what mountain boots should I buy.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then you don't go through all the ads and all the ranking on SEO or anything. You go and read that blurb that AI in Google is giving you. So we have a bunch of questions that we know people are doing. How are we going to track that? Okay, we are going to regularly ask those questions in all these LLMs, see what comes back. And then we are going to do over and over and thinking about automating that process. Then
Mhm.
ultimately, we are going to be analyzing, okay, how are we doing? Did we see any progress? Now, the key thing here is to be extremely consistent with numbers. So if you are saying here that you have, I don't know, 400 stores, 400,000 stores, that number needs to be consistent everywhere because that is the one thing that AI will pick as untrusted. Like, they're saying 400,000 here, a million there. Liar, liar, phantom fire. So I'm not going to recommend it.
True, true. Yeah.
Human brain, especially if you're moving fast, probably will not realize that, hey, wait a second, they're saying two different things. And even humans are very forgiving. They will even think, oh, probably this was old. They haven't updated it yet.
Uh,
The LLM is ruthless. So that's the new thing that we need to be thinking about.
right. And I love the fact that you've mentioned the way we search now. Earlier, it was just Google as default. We used to go through ad search, like it's like a battle on brands fighting with each other. But right now, I think it's a very different ball game altogether. And you
Very
are,
different.
yeah, you are fighting with bots. But I feel like what you've mentioned, the way it's changed and what you're put through right now in competition with, it's not human, it's LLMs. It's all AI right now. So I think the folks who are doing SEO have a bigger shoes to fill right now because the game has changed. Like you cannot optimize like you used to in 2020. It's all different right now. So I think what,
Let me tell you
yeah,
something. It's actually better.
is it?
It is. So, I mean, I'm an eternal optimistic, so I always see the glass full. Think about this. Before, who was winning the market was the one with the deeper pockets. You have a lot of money, a lot of budget to
That,
invest in ads. There you go. You're going to rank. Now it's leveling the playing field. So now you need to be really clever. Plus, you need to really deliver a very good product. You cannot go away with shitty, excuse my language, bad products out there because you're going to be discovered.
Uh,
Someone is going to say, this is a scam. I mean, go to Reddit. LLMs, guess what? They are going to Reddit and they are
mm,
going to read all that. So you cannot escape. Now, if you are truthful, you recognize your faults, you don't overpromise, you try to be the best at what you're doing, you keep improving, you keep talking about what you're doing,
yeah.
LLMs are going to pick up on that, not your
Mm.
budget. My budget for marketing? Zero.
That's what is changing, and it's just mind-boggling, right?
It is, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad. Hey, less things to manage. You don't have to manage a budget anymore. Happy days.
I hope everybody's as optimistic and positive, just like you.
I still believe in marketing, in paid marketing. My recommendation would be to go into social media. Social media marketing is still very well and alive. It's a great place to discover what is working and then boosting the heck out of it. Performance marketing, hard time. It's a hard time being in performance marketing at the moment.
Because I think that problem or that entire niche is now being done very efficiently by AI tools. So I think that's something that's completely replaced. And within 2 years or 3 years of time, the entire demand gen ballgame is very different right now. And it's easier for marketers to do that. Yes, we are doing our research very, very efficiently and productively. I don't know how that function is gonna play around with AI.
It's going to evolve. It's not, I mean, and people readapt. I mean, when TV came out, radio marketers had to adapt to TV. Okay,
Absolutely.
when social media arrived, okay, social marketing was born. So it's right, it's evolution. I don't think it's like, okay, every performance marketer is going to lose their jobs. I mean, is that very dramatic? No, I don't think so. But you just need to evolve in the same way that product marketers are evolving into, okay, so those beautiful narrative, very emotional, yes, sure, but bring in facts, bring in real things that those LLMs can parse and can read.
Absolutely. Okay, so coming back to your 6 week sprint, I am still kind of in shock. Like 6 weeks is a wild timeline. And what drove that urgency? How did you do that?
Our fantastic CEO. So this is the thing. We are starting to separate between releases and launches. So this company was, before I arrived, was operating very much on releases. Okay, every 2 weeks we are releasing something.
Uh-huh.
Very good. But that is not a launch. What I want is something that is going to impact the customer. So consumer or customer facing activities. What are those? So those are need to come every 2 weeks we are shipping something, and then we need to have some of them needs to be customer facing or impacting the customer in some sort of way. Doesn't need to be all tier one launches, can be small things, but needs to apply this. And now those dates are committed. So you say, okay, how many weeks you need to do this? And then we look into, okay, if we are doing these releases, the engineers are going to be busy here. I also need engineers there. Okay, this time frame. Okay, we are going to deliver this. But think about this. We are also delivering a new rebrand. We had a new logo, a new positioning, new everything. And
Everything.
that needs to
Yeah.
be cascade at the same time, not just the web page, but also the product pages, the app store. I mean, everywhere where we are. So we said, okay, this is going to happen in 6 weeks, just because we were very arrogant. I don't know. We said, yeah, we're going to make this because we knew that later on was coming new releases that were going to be very important. So we needed to time that right. Now, we were starting to get in trouble. So we wanted to push that date. And then what my CEO told me is like, no, you are not going to push that date. You are going to rescope what you're going to deliver that date.
My God.
And
That's
I was
every
like,
marketer's nightmare.
exactly. So I need to deliver something to the world. And I was trying to negotiate with him, like, okay, hear me out. It's not just the website. Yes, maybe I can push and descope to just the website. But what about all the other elements? We cannot have users arrive to the website, see one thing, click to download the app and see the old positioning, the old messaging, the old look and feel. And he smiled at me and said, you're then going to feel the pain. I was like, damn, what? I was like, yeah. So next time you are going to plan better. I was like, dang it, he got me. And he was right. So I was, and by the way, I don't want you to kill yourself and work over the weekend, stay up at night, kind of like harass all the engineers and all the people to get this done. But it needs to be well thought and
Well
well
thought.
thought with a lot of time in advance.
Right.
So what happened? We descoped, we launched with the homepage. I was
Right.
closing my eyes because then the product pages were not in. Okay, these guys, this is a fast follow. Sure thing. And then we managed to get that almost on time. So the homepage, which was our main thing, delivered on 6 weeks. And then during that same week, it was a fast follow on the rest of the things. But it was extremely painful. And because we felt that pain, I don't want to feel that pain ever again.
Again, yeah.
So now we are starting to build this muscle of proper launches
Uh-huh.
associated with the releases. And yeah, but it was very interesting way of our CEO to make us feel the pain.
I think you did this you and the entire team did this in 6 weeks is kind of a good thing and also a bad thing that you are setting up an example that it can be done in 6 weeks. So that's kind of crazy. I'm not
It
sure
can
how
be
other,
done.
yeah,
It can be done, but it needs a full architecture of
it does.
everyone. And that is one of the things that everyone, I mean, all the engineers are starting to pay attention to launches, which they never paid attention before. It's like, no, I'm here just to code. I'm just going I mean, releases is my thing. No, you need to also care about launches because everything is interconnected. So it helped us build that muscle.
Yeah, I think it's still I'm still in shock that it was delivered in 6 weeks, and I'm really excited to show it to the world how it looks now. So I have one last question. I'm really excited about this one. So looking back now, after all the, chaos and everything, what part of this entire project are you most proud of?
I'm very proud about being able to bring everyone along and being able to get even the most introverted engineering to think that marketing is not just fluff, to think that I, as an engineer, should care about what these marketing people are doing
Right.
and how everything is connected with what I'm doing. One of the things that I'm very proud of as well is it's about our CEO pushing for this. Like, no, you cannot change the date. You just need to push through it and just do it and do what you can. But it's not going to be perfect. It's okay, but just do it. And that helped bring along everyone in the company. And finally, we are delivering something that we are proud of. And it's not just marketing being proud of, it's the whole company. And we managed to surprise our CEO because we were on time. He was like, but I thought that we were coping. I know I didn't want to, so I just pushed through it, and here it is.
Right. I love that because it just brings everything together, right? Why you started this and when you end up delivering it up to the mark, like way better than expected. I think everyone should be really proud of what you have done. So yeah.
Yeah, so it was a collective effort that everyone felt. I didn't feel like in the past when I released or launched, sorry, campaign, a brand campaign, I could see all the engineers saying, okay, yeah, very nice, whatever. Now for this one, I think everyone was so involved on it. So that was a thing that was very, very pretty, very beautiful. I like that.
Yeah, I love that. Elena, thank you. This wasn't just a marketing masterclass, it was a behind the scenes look at what it really takes to rebrand something in a way that's honest, human, and deeply intentional. For everyone listening, if you have ever struggled to explain why your work matters, or if you're struck trying to stand out in a sea of sameness, I hope this case study reminds you that clarity over cleverness and truth builds trust. Go follow Elena, check out what she's building at SimplyCodes, and definitely read the Substack piece she's publishing alongside this episode. Elena, where should people reach out to you, DM you, and ask questions?
Anyone can reach out to me over LinkedIn. If people want to follow my newsletter in Substack, it's free. Please don't pay for it. I also have some button that pays, but I put everything out there. I don't paywall anything. But hey, if you want to donate some money, I will take it too. But you don't have to. So I have a Substack that is called Do Epic Shit. Epic Shit spelled SHIT. No, no, without the I. And then you can follow me there.
And hey, if this episode helped you rethink how you tell your brand story, do me a favor, share it please, and rate it and send it to a marketer who's ready to break the mold. Thank you so much, and this is Shruti signing off.
Here, Shruti.